E-ball.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Xbox All In channel, host Sega Forever. I know it's been a while since we've done one of these podcasts, but great to be here. Shout out to my brothers, the world most powerful gamer, and also Sega Man for being here tonight to do this podcast. Gonna give our thoughts, man, as you can see by the title, Wrecking Crew Podcast, the state of Xbox 2026. Not gonna lie, guys, been really busy. Was able to put out a couple of videos, but it's great to be here with the brethren. Go ahead, guys, shut yourself out. We'll start with Hebot.
Yes, it's the most powerful Xbox slash uh not wanting to be any more Xbox for certain reasons, gamer in the universe, whatever. What's going on, guys? Here, it's good to just sit down for a little bit and talk.
Yeah,
Hey, my brothers, been a while. My
yeah.
brother Sega Man and my brother Sega Forever. Let's see what happens. Let's do a little talking here.
All right. And then Sega Man, shout yourself out.
Hey man, it is great to be back with brother Sega Forever. For with the Wrecking Crew podcast with my brother Keybot. Man, it's been a while since we've done one of these. This is going to be great to hear and talk about what's been going on in gaming lately. Let's talk about how we feel about Xbox and where Xbox is right now and where we're heading for the future of the Xbox and you know the Xbox Magnus. Like different things to talk about. Man, it's great to have to be on the panel again with my brothers. Man, we've been doing this for a while. And it's an honor to keep doing this. With you, brother Sega Forever, with the Wrecking Crew podcast, man. So thanks for having me, man. And yeah, man, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it, Xbox, brother. And what's been going on?
Yeah, bro. It's good. It's good to be back. It's great to be with you guys. I mean, 100%. And shout out to Faded Blaze. Faded, what's up, brother? Thanks for dropping in. We got the crew back together, so it's good to
Yeah,
have. Oh, he says I'm excited for the direct next week. Yeah, so that's what I was talking to Sega Man earlier. Faded. I knew that we have a showcase coming up this week,
mm-hmm,
um, and I hear it's going to be really huge.
yeah,
But let's be honest, dude. Like nobody does it like Xbox, right? Um, they just have it down, right? And they always put on a good show. Some of the stuff that comes out we might not like, but that's for we can talk about that a little bit. But I mean, when it comes to like what they put out, there's nobody doing it like them, you know. And I was gonna give them the kudos for that. But thanks for being here, Faded Man. And you guys want to jump on that really quick? Because I'll be honest with you guys. Like I said, I told he about this earlier, man. I've been kind of out of the loop because I've been busy working, and I have not been able to keep up on the level that I normally do. So, I mean, if you guys want to talk about the directs, I don't even know what's going to be shown.
Mm. You can go first, Sega Man.
Yeah, Sigma, man, do you know what's going to happen like this week?
I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I think they're going to be talking more about the games that are going to be coming out, like Forza Horizon 6. They're going to be probably talking about the new Fable that's going to be coming out. Probably some games that'll be coming out in the future.
Also,
They.
we're probably going to see more about E Day, right?
Yeah, I would love to see more about my Gears. That's supposed to be getting released in, I guess, later on in 2026. So, they might talk about the Magnus. I don't know.
Oh,
Um, they might. I mean, that's probably going to come out. I don't know. I like they said. From what I'm hearing, that's delayed both consoles. Probably till 2027.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But we'll see. We got time. We got time. We still got. There's so much to open and unlock with the Series X. It ain't even funny. You know what I mean? This thing has not been utilized to its fullest extent, in my opinion. You're going to see that, I think, with Forza Horizon 6, with especially with Gears of War E Day. You're going to see the power of the Series X, brother. I'm telling you, you're going to see it. And you're going to see it with Fable. I mean, these are some great games we got coming up. I think they're going to capitalize on talking about that. Hebot's girlfriend Sarah Bond will be there. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah, man. I think I think we got a lot to look forward to. We'll probably get some surprises. In my opinion, I think they'll drop something like a surprise in Game Pass that day. They always do stuff like that where they do the show.
Hmm.
They end up dropping like maybe one or two games in Game Pass the day of the show. You know what I mean? Like different games that come up or something like that Marvel game. Remember? That was a surprise,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the day. So that's what I think, brother. I think they're going to talk more, more about the games they got coming out and, things like that, brother. Probably talk more about the Rogue Ally X, talk about that more in depth. It's doing well. The high tier one is actually sold out. You can't get it anywhere really.
Yeah. It's making its numbers.
But you got people out there don't want to mention their names and say it was dead on arrival. I don't think so. It's sold out. So, I can't wait to see it. It's on the 22nd. I'm looking forward to it. It comes on at 10 a.m. It's
Oh,
gonna be
shit.
great.
I probably won't be able to see it live, but if you guys want, man, we could do a show, like give our
Well,
thoughts.
yeah, we could do a show, man. We could do a show, but yeah, but I think Brother Sega Forever, we're gonna see some stuff we'll be happy about to see, more games coming out. The thing I like about Xbox is that they always do something when it comes to they always do stuff for their fans. You got to give it up to them for that.
Yeah,
There's no other gaming company out here that does that like Xbox does. The other companies barely do stuff, and when they do stuff, it's very lackluster. And this is coming from their own camp that say that it's very lackluster.
yeah.
When they do it, Xbox they always do stuff for us to let us know that we're appreciated. When it comes to Xbox, they do. And that's why we all stay in the ecosystem, buying games, supporting the devs. You know what I mean? Rather you buy digitally or physically, you're still supporting the devs. You're still supporting Xbox to bring more games to Ultimate Game Pass. You know what I mean? Which is very awesome to do. You know what I mean? So,
I know they got some new stuff coming out for Game Pass.
oh yeah, bro, yeah.
I heard something like ridiculous, like 22 games, 19 or 22 games. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's
So,
crazy. It's
I'm
hard to
not sure
keep
if I
up.
missed that. Like maybe that they meant coming out January, February, but from what I saw, it's in January. Right?
January? Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, that's crazy.
It's hard to keep up, man. It's hard to keep up. I'm not saying that Xbox is perfect because they're not. There's things that they could be doing better.
Hmm.
Pretty sure he bought, and you guys, we're going to get into that. There's a lot more things I'd like to see and do better, especially when it comes to physical media. We'll talk about that. But
Yeah, definitely.
that's my thoughts and opinions on the Developer Direct show. I think they're going to be just very talking about. It's going to be all about the games, bro. It ain't going to be not about nothing else. Mostly the games and what we got to look forward to for the future of Xbox, man. So yeah, that's my opinion on it, man.
Okay, nice, brother. I mean, I definitely like. I'll read what Faded said. Faded said, Fable, Forza, and Forza. Those two.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a win-win for me because I love both of those franchises.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that new Game Freak game is, Faded. Maybe you can elaborate. Or
What new game?
He says, Faded says that new Game Freak game.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I know about that one, brother. If you can elaborate.
Might have to look up on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Game Free is the game based off the creators who did the Pokemon games.
Okay.
So they're doing like a brand new Black Myth Wukong style game with the wolf, with the garage, the wolf. They showed it in the keynote, in the summer keynote. They showed it.
Oh, okay.
I think they're gonna showcase it in the show because it's gonna be, probably part of Game Pass. Even though I thought they said that earlier, So
Yeah.
it could be that it might be dropping on that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go refresh my memory.
Yeah, it's the girl with the. Remember they had Wublong, and then they had the one that looked like the same, but it was the samurai chick that has a werewolf with her.
Yeah, I think so.
Via, I would say via shadow dancer style. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, as for me, with the game developers, correct. I'm in a crossroads right now.
Is it called the Beast of Reincarnation?
The game,
Yeah.
is that the name of it?
I don't know. I'm just the one I pull
Beast
it.
of Reincarnation. Yes.
That it? That is it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Called Beast of Reincarnation.
Yeah, I think that's it. Hold on. Let's see.
Sounds like a mouthful, but it's pretty cool. The title. Right or
That
wrong?
sounds interesting.
Let me pull it up, guys, real quick.
Well, what messes it up is that it's a la Dark Souls.
Oh, here. He said that. All right. Thanks, Faded. It is the right one. Beast of Reincarnation. Thank you, Faded.
Hmm.
It's like a Dark Souls. I can't. I don't get into those.
It looks beautiful, but the hoopla is that since it was the creators of the Pokemon series doing the game, so now they're doing like a serious style game. And it looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong; it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't play Dark Souls only. Literally at the end of Wukong, and I haven't gotten back to it.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good.
Yeah, yeah, it looks beautiful. That's what I said.
I'm kind of like Sega, man, dude. I have a hard time with Souls like games.
Yeah,
That's what makes it.
I can't get into those.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so much more disappointing.
I'm
Because the
sick of
game,
I'm sick of Souls games, man.
game looks great, but I think it's more like Soul. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, it ain't for me.
I mean, I try and give it a shot, guys, but I'll be honest with you, and even to you guys that come across this video, I just can't. I'm just not built for this type of games. Not saying it's bad. If you like them, fine, dude. You know, if that's your cup of tea.
The
That's,
problem with them, they're too tedious. Too much trial and error. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
When you play their game, it's too much trial and error.
oh, look what it says. It says Xbox Cloud. You saw that?
And then it ends up feeling more like a chore than anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, the game looks good. It could be good. I mean, who knows? We'll know for sure when we can try it. I think the only reason they're highlighting it is because it's probably going to drop on Game Pass that day, maybe. No,
Yeah.
helmet of that. Or have some type of deal or whatever.
Yeah.
But Xbox have a lot of games already scheduled for this year.
Yeah. Phil said this was going to be the biggest year.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, think about it. They're gonna showcase two of their big pillar game titles, Fable. Finally, we're gonna get to see what Playground Studios been doing, and then we're gonna also see fucking Forza Horizon 6 that takes place in Japan, which that's exciting in and of itself because it's gonna be. We never remember they were never allowed to do any type of racing game using Japanese landscapes and the actual real cities for a long time. They only allowed polyphony with the Gran Turismo series to use those the authentic location. This is gonna be the first time, or when they did Tokyo Extreme Race, which they did a new one again, and it's only out on PC. So it's gonna be very nice to see finally the Forza series, there, Um, I think it's gonna lend a lot to itself, have a lot of variations and locations and a lot of the culture from car culture from over there can be represented in the game. I'm hoping that they go all in. They do with every other one, they went all in the one where it takes place in Mexico. And, I've never known Mexico to be a big car cultural place. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm
yet,
not, I'm not worried because I know that they're gonna bring it because
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they managed to still do a really good job. Like,
yeah.
make it feel like a real festival, like a real car culture and all that stuff. And a celebration of everything, cars and, you know, and all the other stuff, like the people, the what you call the monuments, even the graffiti art around the areas, that they did, like in the Mexico city, those were all authentic.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have the landscape down. You know what I'm saying? For especially, that's probably the thing I'm most excited about. They got some really good landmarks there. Right? And then, of course, if you see what they do with their flight simulator, the flight simulator game, I'm looking forward to how this bad boy is gonna look. It'd be cool if they did show this at the showcase. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Oh, and Faded said there's a mystery game.
Is
All
it?
right. Yeah, he said there's a mystery game. All right, dude, I'll be looking forward to it, man.
There's a mystery game?
That's what Faded said. So something unannounced, maybe unannounced and then
Well, yeah,
dropped.
yeah, yeah. You know how they do shadow drops
Yeah, yeah,
every direct. I'm thinking they're probably gonna do more than one because they only have 3 games there, and it's usually 5.
right.
So I'm thinking they're gonna do 2. I was thinking maybe they'll do like that fucking probably that Fallout remake everybody said they were making,
Hmm. Yeah,
or
they should.
something else unexpected that we didn't think of know about.
Yeah.
You know, what would be funny to me would be like, let's say the long like one of those games that they were waiting for PlayStation, like Spider-Man, the game coming to Xbox. That'd be funny to me.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up, Daniel? Daniel Berry says, "What? Happy Saturday, hey guys."
Hey, but it's just I'm a little bit kind of down about the idea because I'll be mad if they go, yeah, Fable coming obviously this year, right? Then be like, oh yeah, but it's gonna be day and day with PlayStation. I'm like, oh come on, give me a fucking break. Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, I think just brace yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And they don't need to be doing that shit. They need to be concentrating on the Xbox fans first.
Yeah.
Then you want to bring it over afterwards, okay, fine. Who cares? You know, as long as you just treat your console fan base first and put them first because they're the ones who made Xbox what it is today, the brand.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that ship has sailed.
Uh,
I think that ship has sailed, dude. I mean, I know that they got blowback from when they did that the last time,
mhm.
and they still they just let it roll off their back. So
Well, they didn't say much of anything. They just stay quiet. Feel like they run away like Howard when they get
yeah,
when they get cross examined, they usually run away. For me, in my opinion.
they they're gonna do what they want to do. So as I always say on my videos, adjust accordingly. Um, but still, I mean, that's a lot to look forward to. I'm kind of excited now that I talked to you guys. Not that I wasn't excited, I just haven't had time to really pay attention. So that's good to know. You're gonna have some good games, some surprises. I'm like you, Sega man. I'm really looking forward. I'm glad you said that. But did you say Magnus? Right? Is that the name of it? The Magnus. The
What do you
new.
mean for the I think though, real quick, if I may, right?
Yeah.
I think that unlike what everybody's thinking, that because of the price charge and hike on the memories, stuff like that, like AI memory chips that they're trying to implement, that you know they're thinking that, oh no, it's gonna be delayed to like 2027, 2028. But I have a feeling, like I said before, that they want to get ahead of PlayStation and come out with a console first this time around, like they did with the 360. I really have a feeling that that's going to be the big surprise for this year. They're going to be like, you know what? We're coming out this year, first rolling the dice, with the console, so they get ahead of Sony. That's what I'm thinking they might do. Especially since the 25th anniversary. They got
Yeah.
plus they got all the big titles that are the proper, their big IPs all coming out,
Yeah.
this year. Even some to PlayStation, because they bend over and let them do them in the booty hole. But no, I'm just thinking based on the whole setup that Phil emphasized it very much. Next year's are going to be the best year, a big year for Xbox, 25th anniversary celebration. You know, new console on the air or on the horizon that they're talking about. They got a big lineup. I mean, they're starting off with these games. Who knows if one of those games will get released that day? Like, if they come out, I mean, they might announce like something new from the past, like let's say like a new Jade Empire. Who knows? Or
Yeah.
and then the other leak is that when you look through the store for Forza Horizon 5, it tells you that Forza Horizon 6 comes out on May 2nd, I think it is.
Oh, really?
And it was leaked out, and everybody was running with it. Like, yeah, those are like my crazy. Like when they leaked it out, everybody came on trying to say like it was that they were the ones who leaked it first because they got informants, and like they got actual leakers telling him what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's bullshit because that shit was in the store. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These guys, they love stirring the pot and acting like they're like these important people in the community because people make them feel that way. Like the Colt Eastwoods or the Booms and shit. I call bullshit. They had no. They just happened to see it, ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you remember they're gonna have Replace coming out. We just had Arrow 2, and that's only on Xbox still too.
Yeah.
It's not even on PlayStation. That rhythm game that's shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
The first one was great. It has great music, and it did well. The guys had confirmed that it did well. Part 2 came out a few weeks ago, and nobody even, said nothing. But that came out. We got Replaced. If the 4, games come out, Fable, Horizon, Halo, Gears, E-Day. Then you got Clockwork Revolution that we know about too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm looking forward to that game.
What?
Clockwork Revolution.
It has
Yeah.
a feel like a BioShock feel to it,
Yeah.
and with RPG, more RPG. And then you also got, the full game of the full. Hold on, guys. The full game of fucking Towerborn is now available, and of course, because now it's available, the full game. They gave it and gifted it to PlayStation again. Because they're the kings of kings.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
They gave it. What do you mean?
It's coming to PlayStation. It was exclusive to us. But remember that you were the only ones talking about that game, remember?
Oh yeah, I was playing that.
You
game.
kept saying, "Oh, the game's good. The game's good." And I said, "Yeah, I want to try because it reminds me of Gunstar Heroes."
Yeah.
But I didn't get a chance to play it. So I guess nobody really played it. So they must have been like, "Yo, can we put it on another platform?" And they must have said okay and agreed.
I hate to bust their bubble, but nobody over there is probably gonna play it either.
Oh yeah, for sure. If they think it was bad over here, good luck with over there.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the numbers. Somebody brought out the charts of all the numbers of all the games have sold over there on Xbox. 11 games across the board so far, and it's sold like 5 million copies altogether.
Yeah.
With all 11 games.
Yeah.
And then Horizon was the highest selling one with 5 million copies. They get 70%. They made 300 million in profits. That means they get 250. So Microsoft is touting and celebrating $250 million. That probably keeps the fucking electricity bill in Seattle and the Washington building over there in Seattle. Keeps the lights on, right?
Yeah.
For like a whole year, maybe. At 250 million, and that's what they're touting. I'm like, bro, with games doing that bad, why do you keep bringing them? I don't get it. But yeah, we got a lot of games for sure. I mean, it's not like we don't already have a lot of games. The back catalog is retarded.
Yeah.
That shit is serious, but it just keeps on expanding. And then, of course, any other game that comes out that we may not know about for the rest of the year. It's going, you know, whether it's through Game Pass, third-party publishers. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, look, nothing's like I said that last year. Nothing's off the table with these guys when it comes to stuff that they're taking over. Like they just announced Avowed. I saw that Avowed's going to go over to PlayStation as well. And I
yeah,
don't think they understand that the problem is more than just the console. You know, people playing on whatever console they're playing on. It's people's inability to spend the money, right? And people are making their choices of what they're going to do. You know, I told you guys, man. I've been playing. I've been trying to get into certain parts of the industry I normally don't dabble in, just because of what my daughter is studying in school. And so I was in the mobile space, messing around with that, and I found it interesting. It kind of opened my eyes to what Phil Spencer was saying with the mobile market, right? And I think in some part that's what they want to get to as well. But I don't know, man. I mean, I think they need to shore up. You know, they got to take care of home field first. That's the only way.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I already made my feelings known last year, guys, about what I think the approach they should have had. There's a certain person who occupies the White House right now that's going on this scorched earth kind of thing. And at some point in time, I was surprised that Microsoft. I'm holding out hope a little bit that Microsoft will kind of open their eyes and realize that at some point in time, you know, like people will pick and choose and do what they need to do, and they need to do what they need to do, right? To be the force that they want to be in the gaming industry. Now, I could be wrong. That maybe they don't have those visions of grandeur. That I think I'm just basing it on their actions and words and things that they said. As I said earlier, Phil Spencer said this is going to be the biggest year for Xbox, and it's something to be excited about. You know, but at the end of the day, we'll see, as they've already look, they proved their bona fides for the last what I say he about Sega Man 15 years. I mean, we've been rocking out with them since the Xbox One released. So you know, that's not what we're questioning. Or at least I'll speak for myself. That's not what I'm questioning. I just want to know, like for me, like moving forward, for a lot of the stuff that they talk about and what they want to be, and who they want to be and what they want to do. Like, you know, what's the roadmap now? Like, how are they going to get there? So, and that's just me thinking out loud, guys. You know, again, like I said in my first video, coming back, you know, the stuff that I'm doing now has nothing to do with gaming. Of why I haven't been doing videos. You know, this is real world, real life stuff. But it's still we still Xbox, we still bleed green, but we just and I'm not gonna lie, dude, talking to you guys make me more excited about what we're gonna do. But we gotta address the elephant in the room, so that's all we're doing. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, so
Yeah.
because look, if we ever do a live podcast and they do something I don't like, dude, I have no poker face. You guys know that already, right? I'm not that type of dude, so I can't sit there and say that I like something if I don't.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, say man, brother. Sorry.
No, I was saying you don't want to say you like something and you don't. You tell the truth. You know what you like, what you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like in Souls games, you know.
Yeah. And I try, and I'm like you, Sega Man, dude. Shout out, my brother Sega Man here. Helps me keep stay on the straight and narrow, right? Sega Man says, and he does. He plays every single game, and so I try and live by that mantra too to give it a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Try every game in Game Pass, man.
Yeah. And I try to do the same thing.
I tried Hebot's game out in Game Pass, My Little Pony.
I don't think he heard you, brother. I don't think he heard you.
You didn't hear me, huh?
You better watch out, man. He's gonna turn his camera on and he's gonna show
I
you.
know.
Eva, brother, are you there?
Oh shit, dude.
Maybe he stepped away.
You might have stepped away, but
he might have stepped away, Sega Man, because I think you would have responded.
yeah, you probably stepped away. I said, get the pony bots in there. They got the pony bot game in Game Pass.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude. I saw my daughter was like looking at it. I was like, yeah, if you play that, make sure you play it on your account. Daddy's already suspect. You know what I'm saying? People ain't seen me in a while, man. They think I jumped the ship.
That's playing your game, he bought the My Little Pony, brother.
He bought you there?
He was there because I heard him say, "If ever, can he hear you?"
Oh, I heard him too. I think he's like, stepping away. And maybe yeah, something like that. That's cool. That's good.
What about you,
Yeah.
brother Sega Fever? Were you looking for something there at the show or what?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Now that we're talking about it a little bit more, right? It's jogging back my memory because Fable was like one of my favorite all-time Xbox games. And again, I've given the experience I've had with Xbox. It was all about Halo. That's what got me on Xbox. I played that religiously, but then there was MechAssault. That
Yeah, I
showed
love
me
Microsoft.
more to Xbox besides the Halo game, and then over the years, man, they've come out with all these other titles, man, that they never get enough credit for the ground that it broke. And Fable is one of those games.
Yeah.
In the best way possible, they allowed Peter Molyneux and his crew to do a game that they wanted to do, which is so Xbox, especially now with Phil them in charge. But it's a staple. It's the staple. It's the staple of the original OG Xbox. It's one of those you can look back on and say, if it wasn't for this game, there would be no Xbox. So, I'm looking forward to it. I know there's a lot of controversy, people talking about certain things about the game. I'm gonna lose myself in the mythology of the game because that's what it matters. Storytelling, right?
Which game, brother?
Fable.
Yeah.
The wit, the writing, all of that stuff. I mean, so if it doesn't hit on that, then I'll probably have a bone to pick with it. But for all intent and purposes, from what I've seen, build up the way they've done from the trailers to the gameplay to the way they've kind of leaked stuff out, I'm all on board. I can't wait for it to come. You know what I'm saying? I'm really looking forward to it. Both that and Forza Horizon.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean it's something that the fans wanted for the longest time. They thought that was going to happen but they got Mexico instead, and nothing wrong with that. Mexico, that's a great game, but everybody really wanted Japan, and they're finally getting it. So But it's unfortunate, Sega man. I'll just be honest with you. It's unfortunate that that buzz, that Xbox, works so hard to generate. It's just being downplayed by a lot of the media, by a lot of the people that just hate Xbox and Microsoft. And I think that's what bothers me the most with everything that's going on. Is that they try so hard, they work so hard, they do everything they can. Like you said earlier, right? Putting the customer first, putting the gamer first, well, maybe Hiva would disagree, and I get it, and I agree with him to an to a point where they're fans as well, right? And they give us a lot of stuff, guys. Like we have Game Pass alone for the price of admission, but again, just you got to take care of home field sometimes. Like I said, you have to do that. And, I think if they do that, Sega man, hopefully we'll see what the year's going to be like, and then we'll revisit this 6 months from now. You know what I mean? Because we got the showcase coming out. We'll probably have two more. Then by the time the 6 month mark, I think we'll be hitting the industry E3. You know what I mean? If we don't do E3 anymore, but we'll be in that spot, and we can revisit this and see where we stand. So
Yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see.
I hope you're right, though. I hope we get something from Magnus. No, sorry, is it Magnus, right? Yeah, Magnus. I would like to see something. If just a little video with Sarah coming out, talking a little bit about it. Um, I don't know. I saw in the news that the U.S. had made a deal with Taiwan. There's some kind of trade deal with Taiwan, and I think it's pretty big because China was pissed off. So I didn't get a chance to look at it because I'm thinking, the big thing that the problem with the newer consoles was the chipset, right? Production of the chip. So we'll see. And I know we're trying to short back here in the U.S. as well, so that we don't have to rely on other markets. But that could mean, right? I mean, I'm not saying that's what it is, but if they can do something where they can get chips, right, that they could do a faster turnaround, that would be that I would expect the new console sooner than later. But again, I also agree with you, Sega man. I'm not in a rush either. I'm interested though. I just want to see what it's going to be about.
Yeah.
The hybrid component, all this stuff that people talk about.
Is there one thing you wanted to see was the Fable, right?
Fable, definitely, yes. Fable, definitely, because it's been so long. You know what I'm saying? And I played the demo that they have for the other Fable that they were doing, and I love that game. I love the demo. I love playing it, and that's what I'm looking forward to. If I'm being honest, you know what I'm saying? So let me see. Go ahead, Sigma. Sorry, I'm looking it up. He-Bot's watching.
Let's go, bro.
Taiwan's premier phase. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking up this report real quick. Sega man, go ahead if you want to say anything.
That's on the set. Or it'll be a pleasant beating your bitch ass. Who the fuck you think you fucking with?
Okay. I'm gonna have to dig into this, guys. I was gonna try and share the article, but it's a little bit long. Because that'd be a huge turning point, right? If you guys didn't know, Taiwan is the manufacturer when it comes to manufacturing chips. It's such a big deal. It has a geopolitical component to it. Hey, what's up, Pepe? Welcome, brother. Yeah, just trying to get back to the swing of things, man. Trying to bring back the podcast, hanging out with the brethren. But Pepe, man, do you have anything you're looking forward to in 2026 for Xbox? We're talking about the showcase. which is gonna be next week. Man of culture. Hey, what's up, brother? Man, long time no see. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it is a bit late tonight. It's the only time I could get, bro. I mean, and it's just because I've been working so much. So, but welcome, dude. I know, man. We haven't talked in a long time, bro. Yeah, so K-pop Demon Hunters, man. That's been killing it, dude. I saw that they won a Golden Globe. I saw that they're doing all kind of. Sorry, we're gonna jump and talk a little bit about K stuff, K-drama stuff, or K-pop stuff, or K-culture, I should say, right? Yeah, I'm really happy, dude. I'm really happy for them, man. That's probably my favorite animated movie of the year. I still haven't watched Zootopia 2. My friends are telling me it's really good, so I'll probably go check that out. Yeah, but MOC, man, thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. And I'll bring up, dude. I'll be doing more videos. I will. We just gotta work it out. Because like Saturdays I work now too, so that's why I can't do those Saturdays. Hey man, dude. MOC, thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate it. And you know what you guys think in the comment section if you guys want to comment on stuff that's going on with the Xbox this year for 2026. Like what are you guys looking forward to? Like we just talked about Forza Horizon 6. That's going to be a big deal for me. For Fable, it'll be huge. Sega Man, you still there? He bought. I might have lost a brother, I guess. Again, I know, guys, it's late, and that's why. It's just the time difference and stuff we can do when we can. But what I might do, guys, is we might do another get together.
Listen to me, my nigga. I'm trying to tell you.
I know that's he bought that's the TV in the background. I think we might do another video on Monday. We'll see. I'll talk to the guys. I got other couple of videos coming up. Sigaman, are you there? Yeah, we might have lost him. We were having connection problems earlier too, as well. But we might have to regroup. We might have to regroup on this one. But let me see. Pepe says 007 Pragmata. Oh, that's right. The new 007 game is supposed to be coming out. And Crimson Desert 3. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. See, this is why, man. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've been out of the loop, so I gotta get back into it. Definitely. Yeah, man. That 007 game, dude. I heard that's supposed to be really good. Yeah, unfortunately, we won't be getting our the game that we lost. What is it called? Dang, dude, I can't think. But that's kind of based off of 007, right? And so we ain't gonna get that game. They canceled it, unfortunately. And then Crimson Desert 3, I'm really looking forward to. I think that's the guys that do Black Desert, which is an awesome game. Oh, good picks, Pepe. Thanks for bringing that up, dude. And you guys are gonna make me start doing homework. Sega Man, are you there? So just this is just to remind you guys. I know the usual suspects. You guys will know this, but I'm all the way on the Pacific Ocean, and then my two brothers here are in the East Coast, so it's hard for us to get connected. Hibot, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, dude. I heard your TV, so I had to mute the mic.
No, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm just hearing you guys talking, so.
Yeah. I think Sega Man, you there? No, I was just telling everybody how late it is, man. But you know what we can do, bro? We can regroup. I'm gonna be off on Monday. I don't know if you guys will be available.
Yeah, celebrating Martin Luther King.
Yeah, MLK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you guys want to regroup on do something on Monday, we can.
Yeah, anytime. You know that, but it's just for you. It's not hard this time. Obviously, thank God bless, because it's earlier, but it's a 6-hour difference.
Yeah, dude, it is.
You know what I mean? Over here it's gonna be 2:30. So, yeah. But it's Saturday though, you know.
It is, but I mean, we all got it. Like me, dude. My sleep schedule is on a whole nother level right now.
Yeah, I could imagine. And it's not the same now, brother, too, either. Like Like, back in the day, we could go to sleep
Oh,
like
yeah.
late, let's say late, right? And stay or sleep late, like maybe a few hours,
Yeah.
3 hours in a day, and be fine, stay up all night, go out, hang out. Man, now it's so hard, bro, when you to do that shit now.
That's what I was telling Sega Man earlier. Like, could have done a podcast, got a couple hours sleep, got up at 3:30, 4 o'clock, then head into work. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that no more. Those days are
Yeah. You're lucky you get 3 hours of sleep maximum a day.
yeah.
It's wild, bro. It's wild. But I really, like I was telling you though, like I really think that because of the 25th year of anniversary,
Yeah.
I think they're gonna surprise everybody. They're just gonna release it ahead of PlayStation to try to see if they can beat the numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because with the old Xbox One, they released a week after, 2 weeks, and then with the Series X, they released at the same time. It hasn't worked as far as them becoming the leading platform, quote unquote. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying?
It's really funny, dude, because it's they still use that, and I think we're way beyond that. And the sad thing is a lot of people in the know are still talking about that like console sales. That's what they're ultra focused on. Look, I'm gonna tell you guys, dude, unless you're buying games for your console, that thing is just like a paperweight at the end of the day. Right? And I know people like to bring that up because that's the only thing they can bring up. Because if you look at it, if you're being honest, right, about when it comes to Xbox, especially with Microsoft,
Yeah.
you can't. Sony and Nintendo, there's no way for them to beat them on so many
Oh,
fronts.
no way. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as what they're doing,
Yeah.
the money consumption, the acquisitions, the amount of games and development, yeah, impossible.
Yeah, let me share this real quick, Hebon. Just real quick, let me share this. Um, can you see? Hold on. Let me try and. So that you guys can see this. So if you guys didn't know, man, there was a trade deal between Taiwan and the U.S. I think it was either yesterday or today. I just this before I started the podcast, this stuff popped off, and it caught my attention because, this is a big deal geopolitically. This is a big deal, but because of all the stuff where when you talk about consoles and hardware and stuff like that, right? Of course, the news that's been out there is the chips,
All right. Put it out.
chips and stuff, right? So hold on one second. So this is what I found. Let me read this. The United States and Taiwan have signed a trade deal that could change the future of technology across the world. The main reason being the massive $500 billion commitment aimed at strengthening the U.S. tech industry, especially computer chips, which power everything from smartphones and cars to artificial intelligence. The agreement cuts U.S. tariffs on Taiwan goods and in return brings huge Taiwanese investment into American factories, research labs, and industrial parks. Yeah, so that's a big thing, dude. That's a lot of money. And look, I know he's been doing that across the board, the president, but this is groundbreaking. Because if you guys don't keep up with politics, and I'm not trying to turn this into a political podcast, I'll do separate videos for that. But just to let you guys know, sorry, brother, please bear with me. Yeah. So if you guys didn't know,
I'm here. I cut out, I think.
oh, okay, sorry.
Sorry.
But just real quick,
Go ahead. You said you were going to share something. What was up?
no, so I just read an article, right? And the article.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No. So it's the U.S. just cut a deal with Taiwan, $500 billion, right? And they're gonna help boost our tech scene, like because Taiwan is the reason why Taiwan's so important to a lot of people is because of the chips, right? It's the tech.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been trying to work with them, and today they announced a trade deal. So of course China's not happy about it, right? So they're chiming in, but we don't care, right? Just how you want to. Looks like Fada says Oh, wait, real quick. Okay, so Sega, don't forget Canada's cooked for Mark Carney. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So Mark Carney went over to China. So everything that the president is doing right now, right? He's bringing it all home. So what does that have to do with video games? Again, sorry, I'm not trying to get off the topic, but I'm just saying, it is a big deal if we could start manufacturing that stuff here, and then we
Oh
don't
yeah.
have shortages, especially if we can get the materials, all the raw materials, all that stuff, dude. So that'd be a big boon. And so, how does it affect you as an Xbox? You sooner than later. I'll just put it to you that way. Right.
Absolutely. Right.
Right.
I mean,
You
the
start-
whole mass hysteria has been about how expensive things are. That the console is going to be $500,000 million,
Yeah.
and things like that. But a console has always have to be. It always has to be at a realistic price point because it's a closed box. Whether it gives you features
That's great.
like a console or like a PC rather. Even if it gives you PC's features,
Yeah.
it's still an enclosed box. So they have to keep realistic price points because if they're not, they just people won't gravitate to them the way they normally would, right?
Right.
But the bigger problem is that people don't get is that even if consoles sell well, if the games don't sell well, it's gonna still always be a problem,
Yeah.
because you need that software sales to make the real money. Because you always sell consoles at a loss, at least for the first 2, 3, sometimes even in like the case of Xbox.
Hello. All right, we lost Eva. He'll be back, guys. Faded says, don't forget to check with the Unlimited to see if they're available next week. Yeah, I know they're busy too, dude. And I'll be honest with you, Faded, man, it was hard to get together with Hebot and Sega, man. And Hebot I talk to all the time, or I used to. Like I've been really busy at work. I'm working overtime, like every day. So that's why I haven't been doing videos, man. And I said that in the video I did when I came back, when I did my first video back, because I didn't want people to think that I was like jumping ship or anything like that. And I would never do that, guys. Right? I mean, I would definitely like if I have a problem with Xbox, I have no problem. Like as you guys can see, speaking my mind on it. So, Fada says, Sega, don't forget Canada is cooked for what Mark Carney did. Yeah, he's. It's funny to hear what the president said about that, right? Yeah, that's good. I'm making a deal too. So we'll see how that works out for them. They just won't let go. Like their way of government is not feasible, and they just won't let it go. But to your point, and Alberta seeking independence, yeah, that would probably be the best thing for them, right? And that's the interesting thing because of what happened in Venezuela. Some people think it oddly adverse Alberta. Look, I'm always this person, man. More choices better. And Alberta, for their own sake, right? They need to go independent because they get treated like third-class citizens in their own country. So.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck. Thank you.
Yeah, but
Can you hear me, bro?
but we'll fade it. We'll keep track of that. Fade. I'm gonna do a video and we're gonna talk about Venezuela, and then I want to jump over to Greenland. But Alberta will be in that. We'll talk about the after effects of what Venezuela did on the geopolitical and global stage. I'll do it tomorrow.
Well, where did I cut off when I was talking? What part?
What were we talking about? Shoot. Oh yeah. We're talking about the chipsets. So you're saying about beating Xbox because it's 25th year anniversary. Beating Sony to the punch.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like I was trying to tell people, I was saying before,
Yeah.
that without that software sale, it's really difficult because software is not selling. Consoles are selling, right?
I mean, are they? Right? I mean, we're still.
They're selling, but not at the rapid pace they used to sell before.
Yeah.
But that's also because of like me and you and Sega Sega may have talked about this before. That's also
Yep.
because of the change of the gaming landscape is different, right?
Yeah.
What do
With
you
all
mean?
the options you have, being able to play on a phone, on your Roku machine, on your TV,
Yeah.
that changed a lot. The
Yeah.
consoles were always superior in sales because that was the only place really to actually play just games, right?
Yeah.
You know, and obviously PC to a certain extent, but we all know that, let's be real, and any real PC gamer would admit it, that the PC landscape, they didn't buy games like that. They didn't really play games in the level like gamers on a box, on a set top box, on a closed box, like they like to call it. And when they use that term closed box now, they try to use it in the sense of, where you don't have freedom and you can't do whatever you want and you only stuck to one type of chipset. They try to use it in that sense, but the reality of a set-top box is that they made it an affordable box closed in so that everyone can play video games, not just people with money or people that could afford high-end PCs, right? And obviously the only way you can attract consumers to that box in order for you to outsell the other box and have better numbers is with the exclusives that you offered, right? But because now you can play games pretty much anywhere, you can play a game on your shower curtain, for Christ's sakes, or on your refrigerator and shit. Those options have made those closed boxes less attractive, I guess is the best way to say it. But and especially now, since the prices have went up so big because Microsoft decided to go sell the console at the full price, so they would stop losing money.
Yeah.
Because they were losing $200 per every Xbox Series X sold, and with the Series S they were losing $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people go, oh yeah, but Sony was able to bring it down in price. Yeah, really? Look at the PS5 Pro. The PS5 Pro is the biggest scam in gaming history, right? It just a little bit more, like our brother man likes to say, and yet they were charging almost $800, $850 with tax, or $900 with all the things you needed, like the disc, the stand. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And it barely does anything better than the Series X. I mean, there's still games on Series X that still run better on the S, on the X than it does on the Pro, and that Pro was $850, right? But yet people were like, oh no, it's because it's more powerful. It's more powerful. It's worth every dollar, every cent. And the reality is the reason why that Series X is so expensive to produce and manufacture is because everything in the Series X is built in on the hardware, right? You got real HDR, Dolby Vision, Atmos surround, right? Surround sound, real HDR 12, Dolby Atmos, like Dolby Vision HDR. It has, DirectX 12 built on the hardware, real VRR technology built in the hardware. It's not like on PlayStation. The PS5 offers a lot of that stuff, but it's via firmware, meaning it's via an update. It's not built in the actual hardware. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what makes the hardware itself to manufacture cost so much money.
You got.
And you explain it to them, huh?
Oh no, go ahead. We lost you for a second.
No. And you explain it to people, that are in the social medias and stuff like that, and they go, "Oh, you're just a fucking liar. You're in denial. Xbox sucks. Xbox dead. Blah, 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 blah." dude, Xbox is dead. But even if they're sharing all their fucking games practically, because at this point it's almost every fucking game, almost, they still offer you the best bang for your buck and value of any other console. And that's not something that you can argue. There's no arguing that. You know what I mean? So that's why I've said I may not feel like an Xbox fan no more as far as the old school traditional sense as far as gaming culture, right?
Yeah.
But as for the brand, right? But as what they offer as far as quality, presentation, because the presentation is always excellent. Consistency of games, right? At this point, they're number one. They can't be. And look at Nintendo Switch too. All the games that came out this year, 95% or 93 were like all games from last generation, right? And shout outs to Retro Fusion because he always doing videos on the Switch, but he's like, "Oh, I'm getting rid of my Xbox because I want a Nintendo Switch." And I was like, "Dude, why would you do that if it has nothing to offer, right? Not even proper backwards compatibility for Christ's sakes, or free upgrades for Christ's sakes." And now they have that problem with the key cards, right? Because they're using micro cards. So that means that not even like the big games are not really on the key card or on the micro cards because they don't fit. They're not big enough. And if they use bigger micro cards with more space or do like 2 or 3 micro cards to fit the whole game, since it's more of a labor piece, right? The games will have to cost like maybe $180, maybe. You know what I mean? Because it's a more labor costly type of part, right? That's why you see like they sell the expansion card, the Xbox expansion card. Those things are fucking expensive. They're like $250, $400 for the 4 terabyte, because to make it into that smaller technology compressed, it costs a lot of money and it's expensive. So that's why to compress the games in those micro cards so that they can fit in them is very expensive, right? So they charge you $80 or $90 for a Mario World card, right? They could easily charge you that for The Witcher 4 if it came out and it was like, let's say they needed to put it on 3 micro cards, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a lot of pros and cons. And I mean, I know it sounds like maybe I'm getting off topic or veering the other way, but they all correlate, they all connect, like a domino effect. They all have something to do with the situation. But so for me, it's like, no, there's no questioning, there's no arguing that the Xbox console is like the best place to play with the best value for sure. And I'm thinking because of this, since it's not been able to sell as well as it should have, because right now, let's be honest, the Series X and X with the value they offer, they should have been, without a shadow of a doubt, they should have been the leading platform. Yeah. Like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. It should not have been PlayStation, because they haven't brought out hardly any exclusives. Any exclusive that has came out, they've been like third-party shit, and a lot of them have been lackluster. Like the Forspoken or like fucking Bug Snacks, for Christ's sakes. You know what I mean? So a lot of those games that were third-party, not only third-party, but they were just not great games, right? Even when they came out with like something like Stellar Blade, that wasn't really well received or wasn't really a big deal, or the Lost Souls Aside or the Last Ronin, all third-party exclusives, but they haven't been received well. They haven't sold well. Only Astrobot did very well for them, and that's a old school 3D platformer, right? Old school style, right? Which goes to show you that it's more about the traditional gameplay than just pretty graphics or high quality cinematics to make it feel like a movie, right? So for me, I feel like Microsoft's the Series X should have been with Game Pass and everything they offer with games day and day, the backwards compatibility, with 3 generations or 4, the free boost modes they were offering, free enhancement modes, the real tech behind the hardware, like the VRR and the Dolby Atmos surround. The Series X and any normal other generation would have been the leading platform, especially in our era, There would have not been no one dumb enough to be like, oh no, this is not the console to own. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if you guys agree, but I think that's what they're thinking. So they're probably trying to and I feel that if they do, it'll probably be the right thing to do if they actually released the console before PlayStation.
Yeah.
To get that mind share, to kind of beat out, because the library is just gonna keep getting more extensive and extensive and extensive, And then these people are hoping that something like GTA is gonna be exclusive to PlayStation. I'm like, Rockstar don't care about exclusivity. They're just gonna fucking probably do a marketing deal, maybe with one of them, but they just care about their game selling to everybody. They're not gonna do that anymore. So, but I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think because of that, they might surprise everybody, and that's the surprise, because that's why they released the Rogue Ally X this year, to kind of be a subsidiary to hold back and to hold people over with new hardware, right? Because Sony did it with their PlayStation 4 Pro or PlayStation 5 Pro. So I think they did that first so that next year they can bring out the console. That's what I believe is going to happen. Or I may be 100% wrong, but that's what I think is going to happen. I don't know how you guys feel, if you agree with me or not, but
I mean, I don't trust anything the media says, so you know what I'm saying? Reports that are coming out about chip shortages and when they're releasing, when they're not. So yeah, I'd be cool with it if it came out this year.
I think it'll work in their favor, to be honest. But I also don't believe and don't think that the console is going to be no $2,000 either. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, at that point, why would you even make it? If it's $2,000.
Yeah. $2,000 is a big pill to swallow. You know what I mean? I don't care how powerful it is, but it's a big pill to swallow. Especially if you're trying to bring more people in. Like, at that point, it just becomes a premium piece for just those who could afford it. But
that's it becomes a showpiece, like So
Yeah.
that's probably not they're looking for.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't put it past them to be over 600.
No. I think it'll come in probably within the 700 or 800 mark if it's that powerful. Remember, it's supposed to be like 4 times more powerful than what we got now.
Right.
Like, they're going all in with it. Like, and they already confirmed that the PlayStation 6 is not going to be on the same level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they confirmed that because Sony said that they're going to just concentrate on just doing good games that are shorter for a lower price point. And we all know they're doing that because they don't have the pockets or the deep pockets that Microsoft's have. They just don't,
Microsoft's already been doing that. So.
Yeah, they're trying to go the Nintendo route where they stay with, less inferior hardware, but keep trying to bring out little, like, good games that are part of the ecosystem or the brand, so people can keep buying them and just making good games, but not as expensive, maybe less cinematic with less voice acting of like real actors and stuff, make it more cost efficient, right? And that they will be, and they'll make up more money, because that's what happened with the Ghost of Yotei, that they only spent $60 million to make it because they used a lot of the assets from the other game and just, tweaked it up, did here and there, and made it a lot smaller, the budget. And Ghost of Yotei supposedly sold 3.3 million copies worldwide. So if that's the case, then they made up the money for what they sold, right? because they spend way less to make the game, right? But again, we can't really all confirm that because none of us, we're not like these people on YouTube that like to, spread false information or make speculation. We can only speculate based on what we're hearing, but none of us here knows exactly if that's even true or not, or what's going on. That could be all hearsay, she said, But I do believe that it would also make sense as far as the releasing it earlier because they have their tempo titles all coming out the same year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got the Forza Horizon, Halo, the Gears, and also the fucking Fable, all in the same year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty impressive way to launch your new console, in my opinion. Because at the end of the day, even if they all came out, and I don't want to say this, but even if they all came out day and day on PlayStation, an Xbox consumer doesn't have to worry about that because we get it on Game Pass. So we can buy the game day one or whenever we feel we can afford to get it and make it easy for us, and we buy it when we're ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have that option on a PlayStation. If you want to play it, you're going to have to buy it day one, and spend the $70 or $80 for the game. So, which is not easy either. You times 80 times 4. What is that? Like 200? What is it? 200? It's like 300 something, right? And something like that, 300 something.
Yeah.
It's like 320, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
320. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, dude, it's too late to be doing math, bro.
Yeah. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But again, that's my thoughts on it. I mean, if like you were saying earlier, if you want to kick back and we can go back and talk on the podcast on Monday or something, we can do that. That's fine. But I could understand if everybody's tired and things to do. That's fine.
Oh no, this is cool, man. I mean, just giving our thoughts. I think the big one is going to be after the show, which again, it's the 22nd, right? Which is what?
Yeah, it's the 22nd. Yeah, it's next week.
Yeah.
But it's like Thursday, I think, right? The 22nd is Thursday, right, Doc?
Yeah.
Thursday.
What we could do on that one is just
What time is it all the time, puppy?
I'll just stream it. We'll watch it and then give our thoughts. But
Yeah. But I feel like this is what I feel we should do, right? Because I tried to tell this to Unlimited before, whenever we did it, or even with E-Rock. I feel like we should just watch it, right?
Yeah.
Even if we're on together, watch it, and then after the show is over, give our thoughts. Because then when you're watching, if you're talking, it kind of distracts from what you're watching in the show, and you miss things.
Yeah.
Especially when they talk to the developers and when they give the insights on what was going on, how hard it was, the feedback of what was going on through the process of making the game. I like listening to that stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's how you find out shit.
Well, what we can do is, because I won't be able to do it live.
Right. Okay.
So when we watch it, it'll be already done. So we could talk if you want to.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we could watch it, but if you want to make a commentary, we could just stop the video and talk about it. Then continue.
Yeah. And the nice thing is that
if we're doing it live, like you said, yeah, that would be good. Like what you
said. Right. Well, and also the nice thing is that you know how to put up videos now too, like the way Unlimited does. I don't know how to do that shit. I still don't know how to do that. When I do hangouts, I don't know how to do it.
It's not me. They made it better on StreamYard. But I'm surprised I have a premium package, so I didn't think I could share videos, but obviously I can, so that's good.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to do that shit.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's very, very cool.
No, but I mean, look, I'm not going to disagree with you at all, brother. I mean, it's kind of like the cards we've been dealt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and the sad thing about it is yeah, 100%. You know, they didn't get that love um, that I feel that they should have gotten. And I blame the industry, and I blame the gaming community. I blame all of that on them.
Yeah. I think it's
Um,
everything, a little bit of everything.
yeah.
Hmm.
Pepe says, I hope they wait on releasing the next gen systems by 5 or 7 years, but never know they might probably release early. Yeah, I think we've gone beyond that, Pepe. In fact, I think that's something that Microsoft is going to be pushing for. You know, because at the end of the day, they are a tech company, not
Hmm.
just a game company. But the thing that probably threw a wrench in everything was the economy, and on top of
Yeah,
that,
yeah. And COVID. We can't forget that COVID messed up a lot of the plans
mhm,
that was originated by everybody in every company when these consoles were coming out. They were supposed to just come out with a smooth release, and people were supposed to take advantage of games right away with the tech. And they said it themselves that a lot of the games got delayed 2 or 3 years almost because of COVID.
yeah,
So now that we're starting to see the actual games taking advantage of the hardware and stuff like that, it's kind of like too late because people are like, oh, no. I'm like, or like, either it's too late and people just don't believe it that the console has a longer shelf life, or they just at the point where, I'm over this generation. I wanted to move forward because it's kind of been like sour grapes. And like you said, a lot of it has to do because of the economy, right? And COVID fucked it all up. We never had a release of a console on such weird situation and circumstance. With a lockdown, people being closed in, couldn't see each other because supposedly you die from this disease and all this stuff, which people did.
yeah,
So it's just weird. This generation will always be looked at in history for me as one of the weirdest generations of all time. Even though it's offered a lot of great games, right?
yeah.
And even though it may not feel like that, but it has. But this generation just feels weird. It feels off. And I think just like the way society is now, everything feels off. Feels like, what the hell? It's just a sign of the times. And I just think a new, fresh start might really be a good thing. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, I think a fresh start would be great. Um,
Well,
they still need to address some of these issues.
like, go ahead. Give me an example, brother, please.
Like I just said earlier,
Mamita,
focusing on the. Oh, just really quick, Pepe.
Burberry, and
Let me address this real quick. Pepe says, I hope they wait on releasing. Did I read this already? Next gen systems by 5 or 7 years, but they never
right.
probably release earlier. Pepe, that's why I kind of shared that article. And look, I agree with Eva. I think it'd be good if they did that, if they actually pushed and started to refocus. Like I'm saying, they need to start refocusing on.
Yeah, because Microsoft hasn't had a break. It's been nothing but negative news for them, right? Or
Yeah.
negative backlash ever since Xbox One, to be honest, right? And then when they started cleaning it up and picking up the pieces, so to speak, right? They started this gen, which looked like it was going to be good for them with the momentum coming in, and then fucking COVID hit, and then they had to delay fucking Halo. You know what I mean? So for me, all that shit has hurt this whole generation. And that's what I'm saying. They need like a new fresh start.
I know. So, but my issue still is with them, right? Like I said, um, look, dude. I mean, they really need to. One of the reasons why they suffer so much is because they've allowed themselves to go through this. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead. What was that part? Last part? That one of the things they need what?
So I agree with you, man. I'm 100% agree with you.
Okay.
But at some point in time, right? They should have spoke up for themselves.
Okay. Like fight fire with fire a little bit more.
Well, I mean, that's why I said last year is like, look, I'm just not gonna. I just can't support, or not support. I just can't fight for a company and a brand that doesn't fight for themselves.
Yeah.
You know.
Right, right. Well, I mean, look. I mean, how everybody said the Xbox One generation was terrible, and then when you look at it now in comparison to this one, it was actually amazing
Yeah.
because we had exclusives. They were only on Xbox. It's just the haters and the media didn't want to acknowledge it because they knew if they did, the Xbox would get would have taken the light, the lightning, or so to speak, or the thunder away from fucking PlayStation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So for me, at some point in time, they should realize that and do something. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
And they don't. So I'm hoping, like you, that this is a fresh start. I hope you're absolutely. I 100% hope you're correct. That they relaunch and that they relaunch with a fresh start and with a new perspective, right? Will that happen? I just hope so. That's my hope. Because
But
at the,
remember,
at the end of the day, when you look at everything that's going on, it doesn't matter what they do because
yeah.
there's also
You mean with this generation, right? With this generation?
yeah, with this generation, because there's other circumstances also.
Yeah. With this
Something-
generation,
Yeah.
you're 100% right. I don't mean to cut you off, brother, but you're 1,000% right.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying, and I'm not that I'm trying to disagree with our brother here on the comment section. What is it? Blanket? What's his name?
Blanket?
The one that left the comment.
Oh no, Pepe.
Pepe, right? Not that I'm disagreeing with Pepe because I know what he means as a consumer, right? Or a fan of consoles. I get what he means. That the consoles need more life cycle on the shelf to actually push the limits, right? And utilize the hardware, right? Because you know that console gamers were not programmed the way that PC gamers are, right? PC gamers, they don't care if they buy a new card and it's not pushed to the limits. They get excited when they see a new card 6 months later. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Console gamers, we're not programmed that way. Us console gamers is we've always loved the experience of starting the generation of a console with the new hardware, right? And you know that the launch games were always kind of mediocre, lackluster in a lot of cases. Some were, or in between there, we get a couple of gems that hit the spot right from the beginning. But as the generation ran by, right, the whole experience of the console that made us excited was that we kept seeing games get better and better and better with better graphics, better gameplay, better innovations, better gameplay things that have never been done before because they're utilizing the hardware to the fullest extent, right? And by the time that generation ended, you're like, oh shit. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people still suck on the 360 generation because it lasted so long and they did so much and they had so many games and they had exclusive games, even though they weren't first party, but they were exclusive nonetheless, right? But it allowed us to see beautiful games like Mass Effect, BioShock, right? The Splinter Cell Conviction, the Splinter Cell, the last one that came out, right? The games like, Never Dead and Shadows of the Damned, Lollipop Chainsaw, Dante's Inferno, Inversion, right? The Gears of War series, right? Cameo. There was just so many games. And every time it came out, it was like lightning in a bottle. The Kane and Lynch series, the Army of Two, right? There was just so, and then the indie space with the arcade store had so many wonderful indie games, like arcade games, like the Castle Crashers, the Limbos, right? The Braids of the world, right? So that's what makes it exciting for a console gamer, right? But unfortunately, with this generation, the Series X has been so tainted, and S, in my opinion, like you just said and pointed out, that no matter what they do, even if the console generation lasts in another 3 years, it's just going to be the same shit for the next 3 years. Oh, the Series X, why is it worth owning? Oh, they don't make enough exclusives because they keep sharing it. Oh, the hardware is too expensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just going to be the same old shit over rotating. And then we're going to keep hearing, oh, yeah, PlayStation. has sold 100 million copies, 100 million units, and it's really shipped. Then when you look at the charts, what was actually sold to consumers is still like 58 million versus the 100 million that they claimed they sold when it was actually shipped, right? So, or the PlayStation got real exclusive, even though they come out with like one exclusive a year that's actually first party, while everything else is still third party that they're buying to keep away from Xbox. And yet Xbox is like, oh yeah, you can have our games too. You get what I mean? Because you know, like I wish Phil would have said something to me the way he did to Crap Gamer, you know? Because I would have put Phil in his fucking place so fast. He would have never dared to have disrespected me as a fan. Oh my God. I would have made him feel so stupid. You know, Crap didn't know how to answer him. Me? Forget about it. Because I know exactly what I would have hit him right where it hurts, right in the jugular. And I feel that's when the visions and the distaste for Xbox from the console fan base point of view came from, right? Because it's like you said, he would real quick to go after a person that was an actual Xbox fan, even though he wasn't perfect and he was a fraud in a lot of ways, but he was still an Xbox fan. He was touting Xbox. And I think that's the reason why he stopped being an Xbox fan, because Phil embarrassed him, right? And he took that personal. So he went out his way to say something to a fan like from Xbox, but yet all these ponies and media were saying so much garbage and stupid things about Xbox and the brand and lying flat out to your people's faces about the brand, the games, and he never said a word.
Mm-hmm.
Phil never said a word.
Yeah,
In fact, he never has. In fact, he would go to their shows like Ryan McCaffrey 2 weeks later, a month later. Hey, hi, yeah, Ryan, nice to be here. Nice to see you. Yeah, nice to get together and do something with you. When the last time Ryan was on, he was on Ryan McCaffrey's show with IGN. Ryan McCaffrey said, yeah, so Phil, how does it feel that the PS4 is destroying the Xbox in sales? You see what I'm saying? Basically giving him a slap in the face indirectly. But yet he went back or would go back to talk to Ryan. That's completely disrespectful to the brand and to him as a professional, right? But yet he, you know what I'm saying, will still cater to them like now. That's what I said. Like they'll cater to PlayStation, the fan base, like they built the Xbox brand or the console itself, when we all know Xbox is where it is today as far as the console, the brand, because of the console gamers that started on the OG Xbox. It wasn't because of PlayStation guys, Apple, PC guys, Nintendo guys. No, Xbox fans that followed Xbox, and a lot of Sega fans that were American that followed Sega through Xbox, right? Mm-hmm. That's what made Xbox big, us. And now it's like, yeah, here it is. We're doing a show like they did with the fucking Halo for our fans to celebrate 25 years of Halo. And the motherfucker comes and opens his shirt like Superman, Christopher Reeve. PlayStation, now available. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, dude, y'all don't know how to read the optics, do y'all? If they really wanted your game, they would have been bought an Xbox. All that bullshit nonsense they talk about how, oh yeah, we want that game on PlayStation. They only want to do that so that they could keep saying, well, there's no reason to own an Xbox. Everything's on PlayStation. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
They're not really saying bring it over because they actually give a fuck. Oh, because I can play it on my platform of choice and still play Xbox games. No, because Xbox fans like us, for years, maybe not you, because I know you standed your ground, but many of us for years have always bought a Nintendo to play whatever exclusive they made that we wanted, and bought a PlayStation to play whatever exclusive games that we wanted to play that they made. Why? Because we understood that those were exclusive to those boxes because that was their brand. That was their associations with their brand. Those IPs were associated with what they were as a brand. The same way we always knew that Halo, Gears, Forza, anything related that was like Fable, right? Or now Starfield, right? For example, or State of Decay or Crackdown. We know that is the staple and the games and IP that represent Xbox, right? And again, I don't mean to get off on a tangent, make it seem like I'm just, is that all of this correlates and connects, right? So I have to explain it, why I'm saying what I'm saying, even though many of you know, and I don't really have to iterate it, but I'm just saying, for my peace of mind, why I'm saying what I'm saying. A fresh start can be good because you start from scratch, and if you can get ahead in front of PlayStation with your new hardware, it might definitely work in your advantage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Especially if the games are running on this beast of a machine at spectacular performances that you can only get on a high-end PC as well, right? Which means that nobody can skimp out and say, "Oh yeah, the PlayStation version is a little better because the Xbox One we had to do this and this and really didn't have enough power, so we didn't want or had to do more work. And since it's not the leading platform, we chose to prioritize the PS5 version because since they're not the leading platform, we couldn't prioritize the Xbox version. And because of that, the Xbox version kind of got the the stepchild syndrome treatment. You know what I mean?" And that was confirmed by these motherfuckers at Digital Foundry. They said a lot of developers said that they would prioritize PlayStation, the version of the PlayStation, because it's the leading platform, and that's why their version would actually be the best version, even though the Series X is supposed to shit all over the PlayStation 5 because it's way better and way more powerful. You know what I mean? But now them having the Pro, they can still prioritize PlayStation because it's still the leading platform, even though they have the PS5 as well. You see what I'm saying? So I agree with what you said, with just the statement that you're saying that no matter what they do with this gen, it's not going to fix it. It's not going to change. So why not just start from scratch? Because right now you see it with the Rogue Ally X. You see people are trying to downplay it. You see people are trying to hurt it and talk shit about it, but yet it's still doing well. And it's doing well because it's a fresh start with new hardware. See what I'm saying? And there's nothing that really PlayStation has that can compete with it. Not even the Switch, because the Switch is not strong enough to compete with it. You understand? Hello?
Yeah, there's a
So,
guy.
you know,
There's a guy that I follow, and
mhm.
he was kind of downplaying the Rogue Ally.
Yeah.
And then like a couple weeks later, he had the PlayStation, whatever the PlayStation one is,
The Portal. Mm-hmm.
and he goes, "You know what the problem with the Portal is? It's not portable."
Yeah,
And I was
absolutely.
because I'm like, yeah, well, you have one.
Damn, so long actors. That's what we do.
You have the Rogue Ally. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like catch the same people in every movie. I'm listening to you, brother.
No, so I'm just like the hypocrisy,
Oh, absolutely. Well, how you know that the Ally is doing well? Because it took them like 3 months to restock the higher grade one,
Mhm.
the black version, right? The black model.
Yeah.
And Best Buy didn't have it for like 3 months, I think it was 2 months. And they restocked, I think it was a week ago, and the shit sold out again.
Mm.
And every time it restocks on the Xbox store, it sells out again. Actually, they get it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that means it's doing well or better than they expected. You know?
Right.
I think Asus even put out a statement about it. Asus put out a statement saying how the machine was doing much better than they anticipated and they weren't ready. You know what I mean?
Well, didn't they have issues with making that thing? Not in a bad way, but like just supply and demand.
Yes. Well,
I mean,
they even
it's just not something that I can use.
yeah, for sure. Like I said the same thing. A lot of people are like, but you're not getting it. Yeah, because it doesn't suit me. I don't care about playing on the go. It's just not me. I will buy it, and literally the same way that if you bought it, it's gonna sit there and collect dust. So why would I spend $1,000 on a hardware? Not because it's not worth it or not good enough. For if I know if I'm in a whole year, I'll probably use it maybe twice a year.
$1,000.
It doesn't make no sense, does it, brother?
Nope. I'm doing that right now with my subscription services.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like right now, I gotta renew my Game Pass Ultimate. I hadn't even done it.
Yo, you can literally just play your back library.
That's what I'm saying, and I haven't even done it. Not because I don't want to. It's just I have so many other priorities first that I can't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. 29 is a big commitment.
You know. And then I had to change my insurance because my other insurance screwed me over for my car.
Mm-hmm. No.
Because I've got a new insurance since my other insurance went up too high because I did that driving thing where you put that thing in your car for 6 months and you drive and it watches your behavior and your patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, was I stupid for doing that because in New Jersey and New York area, right? It doesn't matter how well you drive. There's too many people that drive really bad. And so you always find yourself in tell Donovan to come here real quick. You always find yourself in a really bad situation as far as like stop and go moments real quick or having to abruptly stop and things of that nature. And so it happens all the time, especially when you're driving the highway and stuff like that. A lot of people do stupid shit, cut you off, do dumb shit like all the time. And I mean, you probably experienced that in Hawaii as well, but not as much, right? And so
It's worse in Hawaii.
So I did that, right? I did that. And they were like, oh, yeah, it's going to help you out. It's going to bring it down, blah, 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 blah. And plus your age, blah, blah, blah. Brother, that shit put all these things that I did that weren't my fault, right? And basically based on what my surroundings, right?
Yeah.
And for the plunger pump. And I got you another $1. And one more thing, hold on, give me a second. One more thing I got to ask you, hold on. And so, and because of that, my shit went from fucking paying 400 something a month, I think it was, or 400. It went up to like, they wanted me to pay like 1,200 or 1,700, something like that. It was a crazy number. I was like, what are you crazy? I can't afford that. I live off an SSI check at the moment because I'm disabled.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, where am I supposed to get that? And I need my car. Like, what are y'all crazy? So I went fishing around. I changed to Geico, right? From Progressive. And Geico gave me a really good deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then for some reason, they have messed up on my primary insurance, meaning when you do the insurance, like in case of an accident, and he was in this and he was in the watch. And in case of an accident, right, what it said was that if something happened to me, if I wanted the primary medical insurance to be either Geico's insurance or if I wanted it to be my own personal insurance, right? And so I always put it since the beginning to be my own personal insurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it was something that they overlooked and they didn't see. So when they switched it on their own, right, when the renewal was coming up, it went from the 400 something to almost 900 or something. And I was like, what the hell? I can't pay that either. Because we're talking about monthly. So they were like, okay, don't worry, just do this. Since the insurance is about to end soon, just let it overlaps. Call back, explain to them that you want to put your insurance as the primary, and then because of that, they'll fix it, and then you'll have the same rates again. So I did that, waited till it expired, and called the next day. And when I called the next day, because you let it lapse, you have to pay a $300 fine because that's delinquency. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody told me that. So they wanted me to pay the $300, and then they told me they can't fix and change the insurance because it's through SSI. So SSI can't count as a primary insurance for medical. They didn't tell me that either when I had talked to somebody, and they wanted me to pay the 900 something on top of that. I was like, oh hell no. So I had a big problem with that, and I had to go around checking for about a month for a bunch of different insurance and driving without insurance, trying to find one. So I ended up doing is I told my daughter to add me on to hers, and she be the primary shareholder, and then put my car and me as a secondary driver, and I'll pay her whatever they charge her for me. And that's what I'm doing. That's how I got it. But it was horrible, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was horrible. It was horrendous. So I tell people, that it's this area here. It's got the highest, accident rate. Fraud rate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's the insurance company.
DEI, all that stuff.
No, but it's the insurance companies too, bro. That stuff got exposed big time.
I was him too. The insurance companies here, man. I bet you if we knew all the ins and outs, we'll find out how much of crooks they really are. I guarantee you.
Well, they got caught because of all the stuff that hit. All the natural disasters, the economy went bad, all that stuff.
And you see that now with that bill that Trump is trying to get every credit card company to, what was it, to restrict, to put the maximum interest rate to be only 10%, right? Something like that?
Because that's how people get more in debt.
Yeah, with all of them to just make it 10%, the maximum for every company. And they're getting mad because, they want to keep ripping people off.
What it could do is just start taxing them more.
And then they'll change their mind.
I mean, at the end of the day, right, guys, we're just, total disclaimer. At the end of the day, it's in your best interest to research all this stuff and know what's going on, right? Now, with that being said, don't let these people screw you over. Oh, I lost you, but at the end of the day, right? You have responsibility, but at the same time, don't let these guys screw you over.
Yeah. Plus, people have to prioritize things that are more important, like the cost of living to get food and medical and car insurance. Like that's why I said that. Gaming is a luxury. People are like, oh, it's not. It's a toy. It's something that no. Gaming is a luxury because it's gotten so expensive internally to create hardware, to create really big AAA epic games. It's just become so expensive. So it's a luxury all around for the companies, for the consumers, and in general as a whole for the culture. So that's why there's been so many drastic changes. Like that's why I understand why Microsoft is still trying to sell more games than other platforms. They figure, well, if you're not going to buy our console, might as well bring our games so that you buy our games at least, right? And we'll make money off you. But, it should be, for me, in my opinion, like I was trying to say to you before, to you guys, is it should be limited, right? It should be limited. When they see a game doesn't do well, like, for example, Forza Horizon did well, right? So it makes sense that they'll want to release the new one again in the future for PlayStation because it did well. But if you release Halo and you release Gears and you release Hi-Fi Rush or Hellblade 2 and you see they didn't do well, then don't bother to release the next game from those studios because they're not going to do well. Because if those games didn't do well, the other games aren't going to do well because Hellblade 3 is not going to do well if you release it when it comes out because the second one didn't do well. You see what I'm trying to say? That should be the metric that they use. Especially if the whole messaging is, we want to bring games more so we can make more money everywhere else, right? How is that an argument if things like, what is that game? Ghost Runner? What's that game that came out?
Which one? On Xbox?
Yeah, the one from Bethesda. What was it? Ghostwire Tokyo and the other one?
Oh, Ghostwire Tokyo, yeah.
And then the other one. What was the other one?
I know what you're talking about. That was a good game.
You know what I'm talking about, right? The two other ones that Sony made a deal with. They came out on PlayStation. They didn't do well, but when they came out on Xbox, they did well. Right?
Mhm.
So that would show you that if you do a Ghostwire Tokyo 2, why bring it out to PlayStation if the first one didn't do well? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Especially when that's the metric and logic that these developers try to use when they bring out a game. When they bring out a game, like they'll be like, "Oh yeah, well, why you brought out this game for Xbox during the 360, but now you don't want to. Now you don't want to bring it out for the Xbox Series X.
Hate
Oh,
that.
because it didn't sell well during the 360. You see what I'm saying? That's the logic that they try to use. You know what I mean?
I hate that shit, bro.
Oh yeah, so do I, big time. But there's a bunch of sack of shit, right? It's a sack of shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's a bullshit excuse. Look at Lollipop Chainsaw. They did the remaster of the old one, right? Took out all the licensed music, all the pizzazz and charm of the game is gone. It feels more generic now, right? The magic of the game is not there no longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks better. It's in 4K, has more prettier graphics or looking graphics. It's fine. I get it. But now they released it physical, for example, but they didn't want to release it mainstream for Xbox. They did it where you had to do it via limited run, for example. But you go to Best Buys and you find a copy of the game right there in the store for PlayStation and even for Nintendo. Like, what kind of fuckery is that? So when you have an average consumer that doesn't give two fucks about being online, buying stuff online, or following the gaming industry online, that they just go into a Walmart, a Target, or a Best Buy, and they see the game for PlayStation and Nintendo, but not Xbox, what do you think those optics are? What do you think that says? Oh, it's not for Xbox. No, we don't want it. We want it because it's here. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And that's why these people keep thinking and saying, oh, yeah, PlayStation and Nintendo got way more games than Xbox. They don't realize that all their games are available digitally as well, and that they actually have more games than those two other consoles.
Yes, they do.
You know what I mean? But it's because of that. And then we'll go back to what's my favorite word, guys. Other Zinc knows what it is. It's called perception.
Mhm.
Shout out to our brother, Other Zinc, whatever he may be. Perception. Perception doesn't make you money, but perception can sell the bullshit that you're trying to sell. You know what I mean? And most people follow bullshit. You know? If they didn't, then Barbie would have never done well.
Yeah.
The movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they didn't, you wouldn't have other things do well that you knew normally would not do well. You know? So, I don't know. I have a lot to say, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro. You bought, man. I like hearing that, man, because it's true. I agree with you too, man. I want more physical games.
That's a big problem.
I get so upset when I see that. I'm like, why is it always on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation, and they cannot put a physical game out for Xbox? It just doesn't make no sense, bro.
Well, that's a big problem, brother, because now it's getting to the point where even the Xbox exclusives, they'll give a fucking physical copy to PlayStation, but not Xbox. What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
We didn't get a copy of Gears of War Reloaded for Xbox. We got one for PlayStation got one, but the Xbox fans didn't. How are you gonna tell an Xbox fan we prioritize you first? We love your fandom first and appreciate you first, and yet you're giving the games option to have it physical or digital on the other platforms, but not your own. You see what I'm saying? Oh, because you get it on Game Pass. I don't give a fuck. But if I want to own the game, I want to buy it. I want a physical. I don't just want digital, because that's not real preservation. Like, that's a real big problem too, I think, that they've done that's hurt them as well, even though they think it's not hurting them. I mean, they don't put those. Look how Hi-Fi Rush, you can buy it now, physical, but it's got to be through limited run. You got to pre-order it, and I guarantee you, a lot of people ain't even paying attention.
Oh, nice.
So if you want,
Did they release it? They finally released it.
yeah. You could get it. It's in pre-order now. So if you want to get a physical copy, me, you, and Sega Man, we have to go pre-order it, or even unlimited, for example, because he likes collecting physical as well. And that's a game that I really would love to own physically because it's a beautiful game, it has beautiful artwork, and it's a very unique game that deserves it, right? Like the same way Sunset Overdrive was. You know what I mean? And it's like I was talking to my brother to Sega Forever, Sega Man, earlier today. Microsoft knows what the fuck they're doing because they don't give Apple any edge to beat them out. And they don't share nothing with Apple to try to beat them because they see Apple as their real competitor. So why is it different when it comes to the Xbox division? That they treat it like, kind of like what Sega Forever said to me earlier in the conversation, that they still treat them kind of like this redheaded stepchild. Like they're important, but not really important. They like the fact that they make money off that division, but they look at it as like, it's just the gaming division. Who cares? Because they don't share nothing with Apple. They don't give Apple an advantage over them. But yet they're giving PlayStation and everybody else what Xbox built with their fan base through the 30 years that they've been out already, or the 25 years that they built, their fan base, their real fan base, not these jokers that wanted to jump in when the 360 was hot and then jumped away when the 360 or the Xbox One wasn't hot, and then they turncoated, or just because it was cool to have an Xbox at the time, now it's not cool to have an Xbox no more, Like we're talking about the real fans like us, not the bullshit fans. Or the wannabe Crasdale fans that just came in. You know what I mean?
Look how hard Microsoft fights for AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you go on the news, it's a constant, right? They're pushing, they're competing. They want to be the first. That's the Microsoft I want with Xbox.
Right. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the Xbox division, I get what you mean. Yeah.
They treat them like they're going against Google, against Apple,
Mm-hmm.
even Amazon.
They didn't become a $4 trillion company if they weren't serious about competing against companies like Apple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the point. If you could do it with Apple, you could have been assassinated Sony a long time ago. And when people are like, but man, why you don't want competition? Why you hate Sony so much? Because you weren't there. If you were there from the very beginning, you understand that Sony's the reason why the gaming industry is in the position it is today, and why it's so bad, and why it's gone down the toilet. It's because of them and their practices and the shit they did and how they went about it and the level of disrespect to the industry, to the fan base, to the developers, putting them in a bind, or forcing them to do shit they didn't really want to do, but did it because no one else could give them the money they were offering. You know what I mean? They're the true kings of mudslinging. If you were there, you'll understand why. You wouldn't even question me on why you want Sony dead. I fucking want them dead. I don't even want them. I wish they were gone. I can't stand them. I can't stand fucking Sony.
No, they should have been gone already.
Man. If Peter Moore was running Xbox, you're buggy. He would have gotten up on that stage. Now that we own Call of Duty and Bethesda and Activision, if you want to play our games or their games that are now ours, you got to get an Xbox or play in our Game Pass ecosystem via PC if you want to play it on a PC. Well, that's it. Bruh, the Xbox would have been the leading platform last Christmas when the first Call of Duty came out under their banner. Well, their banner of ownership, not their banner of the project being made, because that was already being made before they bought them. But you know what I mean? Like under the banner that Microsoft owns Activision.
Mm-hmm.
You crazy as hell. Xbox would have sold like hotcakes. Oh, I got Call of Duty.
Peter Moore would have got a tattoo.
Oh yeah, of Activision and a tattoo of Bethesda in the other arm.
Yeah.
Shit, no, I wouldn't be surprised. Peter Moore would have aggressively tried to buy Sega, like aggressively.
Yeah, he would have bought Sega.
Since he had the money, I guarantee you he would have tried to buy. He would have tried to buy a Sega right from the rip. That'd have been the first company he would have went ran after.
Yeah, we would have got a Dreamcast collection.
Oh yeah, you with the Dreamcast collection? I still say we need a Sega Saturn collection before anything.
Oh, we would have had everything.
Because the Sega Saturn, it just gets, it has so many games that still stand the test of time, but don't have enough availability out there. There's just no way to play Sega Saturn games unless you have a Sega Saturn and the actual copy of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't play Mr. Bones or Burning Rangers or House of the Dead 1 or Amok, right? Or Clockwork Knight 1 and 2 or Bugs 1 and 2 or any of those games that they made during that era that were amazing, right? Or Style, for example. And any way, shape, or form, unless you play it via emulator, if you know how to use that emulator, or having the console itself, because they haven't made no compilations of Sega Saturn games. You know that. None of the Daytona games, none of the virtual cops that came out during the Saturn, none of that shit. You know, that's why I said that the Sega Saturn needs a collection really bad, or new updated versions of those games. You know?
Shoot. We need Signing Force 3, episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, Signing Force. You know what would have been beautiful if they would have made a new up-to-date version in this era using the technology of today of the game Sword of Vermilion. Remember the Sword of Vermilion RPG?
Yeah.
That was a fantastic RPG. That shit would have looked gorgeous. Even the Stalker series. You remember the Stalker series that was on Saturn?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what else was out? Like, I can't remember all on top of my head, but
Panzer Dragoon Saga.
Panzer Dragon, yeah. You know that they lost the code for that shit? You know that, right?
Not surprising.
Sega lost the code for the game. That's why it's taking so long for them to bring out the remaster. They got to start from scratch with a new code.
Good. Chop, chop. I'll be right back, brother.
Yeah. Damn, guys. If you stayed here, thank you for staying with us, because it's very, very late for a lot of you guys. This movie has such very big sense of realism. Sega Man, you there? Oh, brother?
I think Sega Man's in and out.
Yeah. And our brothers used to go to sleep early.
Yeah, I am. I'm used to be asleep by now.
Yeah. Then I guess your brother Hebot is the oddball. I'm sorry.
Oh, we all know that.
Yeah, Faze tells me all the time that, yo, I don't know how you do it, Hebot. You crazy. I was like, unfortunately, this has been with me since I was 13 when I was a teenager.
Bro, you know what, man? Much love and respect, because a lot of people can't be that bad. I think you're just born that way, brother, if I'm being honest.
I mean, just wish wouldn't feel so out of place or lonely in that position because not a lot of people can hang like that. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah.
Or they look at you like you're crazy. My wife included. And you call me crazy because I stay up late.
You are crazy.
It's not my fault. My body just adapted, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some people are like that.
Box. Like you said, bro, I think he was just born that way. I don't know.
Yeah. There's some genetic code.
Puppy, I told them to throw that out. Why they left it there in the middle? So yeah, guys, excited. I see what happens on Thursday. Hopefully we'll have some nice shuttle drops. Hopefully they won't be like on PlayStation day and date.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I hope that they fix Fable and it doesn't look like it's trying to do the DEI movement. And I hope that Forza Horizon 6 looks incredible. Because that's really what
I hope they don't overcorrect on Fable.
What do you mean by overcorrecting, brother? Go ahead. Enlighten me, please.
Because Fable, one great thing about Fable is the art. There's a character.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean. Yeah, the artwork looks like Fable, absolutely. But you know what I mean by the DEI, correct? That the girl, she looked almost manly in her face. You know what I mean?
I would have liked to see how she was in the game.
Right.
They just have a way of they just it just makes what Fable is. I mean, all the politics aside.
Yeah, for sure.
The thing that made it really funny was that they, it's just typical British humor.
Right. And let's be honest, Fable, okay, let's be honest. Fable was one of the first, if not the first game, and we're talking about under Peter Molyneux, of course, that allowed people to play as gay people, marry the same sex, have children with the same sex, adopt them or whatever the case may be. It gave you the option. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't forced on you. So it made anybody that wanted to be part of that world and game feel welcome, even under their own behaviors in their life, right? But without disrespecting anybody else that played the game, that wanted to play it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and it never lost touch with what it was, right?
Because it even touched base on religion too, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Well, I mean, they really portray British satire, right?
Yes.
So that's, and being a person who grew up watching that, I mean, I get it. And,
Like Benny Hill.
And so what I would hate to see is that in trying not to be DEI positive, is that they go the opposite direction and overcorrect. Because the little foibles with the characters from the series is what I always love. And there's certain looks, right? The looks match the character.
Okay.
So I would have liked to see what the girl was like, because not so much that she was manly looking, she just looked like she's like, so that was the joke, right? That somebody made the joke that was like something like, oh, they're trying to make her look like a man, and then and this is a British dude, and he quipped, no, she's just British. You see what I mean?
Right. Which, you know what? It's true to a certain extent. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can definitely see what he means by that. Yeah.
So that's humor, right?
Because a lot of British women look strong, like their jawlines are real strong. And a lot of it has to do because they smoke a lot. A lot of British people like to smoke, from what I understand.
It's of the era, right? So
it makes them look like older. Like the women look older, even though they're young. You know what I mean?
Like you have your Elizabeth Hurleys, you have your Keira Knightley's. Very
yes.
Agent Carter, absolutely in love with that woman.
Right. Absolutely. Agent Carter is beautiful. What?
It's just like here, right? You know when the Rock's movie came out, what is it? Moana.
Moana. Okay.
some Polynesians were offended the way that they made Maui look, the rock.
When we're
But
talking-
then you also have Polynesians that was like, come on, dude, when you go to the family luau, that's your uncle.
Right,
Right? Because what it is it played up the strong features, which I was fine with, right?
right.
Like I'll be honest with you, when I see Maui, I was like, oh, okay, that's like my cousin.
See a picture of them?
So my point being is that
Huh?
I would hate for them
Looks
to
good. Go ahead. I'm listening to you, but I'm kind of fighting with the sounds because my son's watching. Hold on. Go ahead. Tell me what you were saying.
that's fine. So just to let you guys know out there, that's what I'm worried about. Because if you guys don't
Right.
have Fable, it's ingrained into the writing, it's ingrained into the character development, it's ingrained into the gameplay. I mean, they're the ones that brought kicking chickens,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we'll see. That's why I am looking forward to it, and I hope that because I love the trailer, right? So I think they have the humor down. The look didn't bother me because it's Fable.
No, it looks like Fable. It looks like Fable. Absolutely.
Now, if you play the game and there's some kind of like, messaging and stuff like that, yeah, I'll be disappointed. But
And not to cut you off, brother, I just have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to play the beta or demo of Fable
Yeah.
Legions?
I loved it. Yeah,
Wasn't it gorgeous?
yeah, the characters were amazing.
Everything, the world. The only thing that really changed was that instead of having your main character be able to have all the powers, magic, attributes, or whatever, they dedicated to every character. So if you wanted to use a magic power, a character with magic powers, you had to pick the wizard, right? If you want to use the archer, you had to pick the archer. That was the only difference they did, right? And that really pissed people off. I'm like, why the fuck are you getting mad? This fucking game, and the game, remember, the game graphically looked fucking insane.
Well, the designs too for the characters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So the interesting thing was like so they had the classes, and I thought you'd pick a hero, and that's what the
Yeah.
hero looked like. But within the classes, they had. I
I
mean, the possibilities of this, and again, a lot of people weren't doing that back then. And so the one thing I think that killed it though was the fact that you had a human dungeon master,
Mm, mm.
the overlord, the overseer, the person
Yeah,
who
yeah, yeah.
traps and puts you through all the trials and tribulations and stuff like that. Because you actually, I don't know if you've ever played Dungeons and Dragons, brother, but you know, a dungeon master makes or breaks the game. So, I think
I never really played the paper and pencil. I knew people who played it, but me myself, I never invested. But I trust you because I know you're a person that did play it.
yeah, and I'm not good at it, and I'm not even a hardcore fan, but
Right. I get it. But you know, but you understand the rules and what it's supposed to be and what it means, right?
yeah, and then my friend is a dungeon master, and so I played with him. And I mean, you have to have a certain type of, I don't know, he was just an impressive dude, and so when you look at Fable, right, that was an element which I thought was fresh and new. I don't know.
The catalog 4Ks that we could be getting.
I think it would have been better served had they if instead of scrapping it, they just would have took out that mechanic. Or ironically enough, now that you have AI, people would be clamoring for this thing because you could use AI to be the detective person, or be the guy that does all the traps and the masks.
Dude, they threw away $75 million worth of what they were doing in that game.
Yeah.
And you could see it at that time why it was $75 million, right? Because the game looked insane. And that's why I said, for those who didn't have an opportunity to play the demo or the beta, like, it's a shame. Like, they should have released it, in my opinion, publicly, so that more people could have played it and understood what they were trying to do. Because the game looked insane. It looked great. And it played really nice, man. Like, I really like the look of that Fable. And a lot of people didn't even give it a chance before it even released because they're already automatically assuming, oh, the game looks like shit. And a lot of people that were saying this, they didn't even play the game.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what got me angry because I was like, damn, you motherfuckers are talking. You haven't even played the fucking game. Like, shut the hell up. You didn't play it. Shut the fuck up. Right?
Yeah, that's
Like, it's crazy. It's a shame. It's a shame. It really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. I was wondering if you ever played it though. That's why I asked.
I felt bad because I think it was really ahead of his time.
Yeah. It was one of those things. It almost felt like Shenmue, right? We were playing Shenmue on Dreamcast. We didn't realize how ahead of the time that game really was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it happened to come out at the time that the Dreamcast was being threatened and being liquidated because of the fact that, well, two things. Mainly piracy, because we used the DVD 9 disc, which were extremely easy to pirate games, right? That's one thing that really hurt because people stopped buying games. And that's a perfect example of why game sales are important, because they weren't buying the games, they were fucking burning them, right?
Yeah.
And then that fucked up the sales, right? And the numbers. And then the other thing is of, Sony doing what they did, that we all know because Peter Moore said it, that they were fear mongering the developers, saying, "Oh, if you make games for the Dreamcast, it's going to fail because it doesn't have enough power or memory to last a full generation. But the PS5, but the PlayStation 2 is going to destroy it. You're going to be able to make games the entire generation with the PS2, and blah 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 blah." And he said that they fear mongered people, well, the developers, into not making those games for Dreamcast, or cutting out the deals that were already in place and stealing it from them. And that's what ended up happening ultimately, that they started to cancel a bunch of games for Dreamcast even before they came out. You remember, right? That he was talking about that.
Yep.
And that's what hurt it, right? Which is a goddamn fucking shame. That's another reason why I can't fucking stand Sony. I hope they die. I really do. And people don't get that. Because for me, in my opinion, Dreamcast was one of the greatest consoles in history of all video games. Of the entire video game generations, one of the greatest consoles ever made. With all the innovations and all the things that it brought to the table at such a low price of $200. Unheard of, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing was cheaper than a Genesis when it first launched. To put it into perspective, right? The Genesis was $250, I believe, when it first came out, right? And that was 16-bit. The Dreamcast was a 128-bit console with an arcade motherboard in the console. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was mind blowing. Like, holy shit. The first time ever, for the first time in a fucking arcade, or that the home console the games looked better than they did in the arcade. That was a game changer. Like, when we saw that, it was like, oh man, it's a wrap. We ain't never seen that shit before, ever. And then it had all these other cool innovations, like, right, the VMU on the actual controller. All games like Seaman, right? The camera, online play built in right on the console. It changed everything. You know what I mean? Expandable, rumbling, and even the trying to do things like the Sega Channel, like their own Game Pass in a way, right? It was just great, man. It was great. It was so good, man. The other problem is you can't find no real footage of Fable Legends because they didn't allow you to record. Remember?
Yeah. No, because it was a beta.
Yeah, and it was under wrap. Like, it was under. Everything was, and remember, they would tell you, oh, you could play it this weekend. They would send you an alert or send you an email or a thing on the Xbox, like a text.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you knew you could play it. And then following the other 2 weeks, you couldn't probably play the game. But then again, the third week, oh yeah, you could play it this weekend. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they were doing it. It would have been awesome to be able to record footage and be able to put it out so people could see it, how it actually looked. Because they never released it. You know.
Mhm.
And honestly, in my opinion, I feel like Legends look better than the one they're doing now. The only is the one they're doing now has a more realistic look. Does that make sense?
The style. You're talking about the style.
Yeah, the style, the aesthetic. It looked more Fable, and it looked much more dense and full of work. The world was full of life and detail. Like every tree was huge looking. It looked like a live tree, and the draw distance and everything that was going around at the same time while you walked around and felt in the world. It just looked like a more lively world, in my opinion, than the one that they showed now. Even though the one they showed now looks good, but it looks more realistic, like a real more realistic look. That one looked like a Fable look, like a video gamey type of fantasy world.
Yeah. So that's the draw for Fable. It's at the end of the day, it's a fantasy game. It's a fantasy, but within the realm of fantasy, it created its own aesthetic, and that's why
Yes.
people love Fable. Right? That's why for me it was more like a caricature type of art style. Not too over the top, but over the top enough.
Right.
And I think that's the difference between the old ones and the new ones.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's see. I think we'll have a lot to talk about, much more in depth after Thursday when we see it in its final form.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a release date, an official release date. I think it would be mind blowing if they say some shit like it's coming out that same day. That'd be crazy.
What, Fable? Oh.
Yeah. That would be crazy. But again, I don't think so. I think it's going to be a holiday release. It's going to be the big holiday release with Gears. I think Gears is going to come out September and Fable's going to come out in October or November. That's what I think. But if it came out that day as a shadow drop or something, whew, that'd be crazy. That's a crazy way to start the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, Xbox has done it before, so. Or even it was Forza, because remember when they showed Forza 5 the first time?
Yeah.
And they said, oh, it's coming out today or something like that, or next month or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It came out like right there, real early, right after they announced.
You there?
Hebot.
T-Bot. What happened?
Maybe he muted himself.
One more big question before we head out, because I know it's late as fuck, but do you guys think that because Forza Horizon has gotten such a big following, right? And now it's going to take place in Japan. Do you think that it'll make a bigger awareness and higher sales for Xbox because of it in the Japan area?
I think it is.
What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't think Japan plays Forza on that level.
But car culture's big over there, especially with the teenagers, right?
Oh yeah. They like at one popular racing book, or they like too. It's called Initial D. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, that's an anime too. That's a video game they came out with. As a matter of fact, brother Sega man, now that you said that, you just got me mad again. Because that was published by and developed by Sega.
Yeah.
In the arcade. And that game only came out for PS2. It didn't come out for Xbox.
Yeah. Yep.
The Initial D game. And I think it was a version for Nintendo's Portable. I don't know if it was the 3DS or the DS. I don't remember, but I know it came out.
Yeah.
See, that's first thing get me mad. Oh my god. You should have been had that. Been unacceptable.
Yeah, made for Sega, man, for Sega. Yeah, I think it'll do good over. Another big reason it'll help us. It's going to definitely help us. Is it's going to do good too because it's going to go over to them. They bought the number one game over there on PlayStation side was Forza Horizon 5.
Mm.
Right. Yeah.
Forza
Well,
Horizon,
you also gotta take into consideration, brother Sega man,
Yeah.
that they don't have a pillar racing game like that because their pillar racing game is Gran Turismo, but it hasn't been well received in many years. You know what I mean? So there's a reason why Forza is doing well because it's a really great racing arcade style game and very different in a lot of ways, and so I can understand why they're embracing it. You know what I mean?
Remember, their culture is drifting.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they do. Yep, it's gonna do very. It's gonna be the number one game on the PlayStation 5 again. It's gonna be number one. It's gonna top their great exclusives, the weights and all that dumb shit. It's gonna be number one again. When it comes out, it's gonna be number one over there on PlayStation. And they're gonna do gangbusters. Microsoft's gonna make so much money off of Sony, it ain't even funny.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, will it attract Japanese players in Japan, for example, to want to buy an Xbox and play it on Xbox as well? Because it'll be the best place to play the game
Yep.
Yeah.
because of the Magnus. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Oh wait, what did you say? The Magnus?
Because of Magnus, their upcoming console, right?
Okay.
It would in theory be the best place to play the game at the best price, right?
Yeah.
Especially for a console gamer. Keyword, console gamer. For the
Yeah.
PC dudes that don't get that, right?
Yeah.
So will it attract Japanese players in Japan to gravitate to Xbox because it'll be the best place to play it and it'll be on Game Pass, you've got more options, you can buy it at a discounted price. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really what the question is. I have no doubt that people that bought on PlayStation that enjoyed 5 are going to definitely enjoy 6 and they're probably going to buy it more than likely, right?
Mm-hmm.
But those are the PlayStation, fanatics, right? They're the ones that don't let go. That all they see is through the lens and eyes of a PlayStation, right? I'm talking about the people that never really embraced an Xbox with the new Japan, being in Japan and everything, and being that it will be the best place to play it on a console. Will they gravitate to an Xbox because of it, and then have the ability to discover and embrace all the other stuff they're going to offer next generation with their other titles? You see what I'm trying to say? Because they invested on Xbox for the Horizon 6. You know what I mean? Like, how much impact you think it'll have? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think it's gonna have a big impact, bro. I really do. I think it's gonna have a huge impact. I really believe that. Huh?
Repeat that again. The last part you said, I couldn't understand the last part you said.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna have a big impact, man. I think it's gonna be huge impact. Especially too because it's over in Japan. I mean,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Mhm.
It's gonna be huge, man.
You know that's the first time that they allow a racing game to take place in real locations in Japan. Like I was telling before, that was only allowed in Tokyo Extreme Racer and in Gran Turismo to have Japanese location from Japan it's the first time they allow any real other company bring a racing game in their location. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a big deal just because of that. And I'm wondering if that's why Microsoft said, "Oh well, we're gonna make it a timed exclusive and then bring it out to PlayStation later on," because they want to see how well it does for Xbox. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's always going to do good on Xbox. It always does. Forza Horizon can do really good on Xbox.
Right.
And I want a physical copy, so it better come out as a physical copy.
So far, all of them have, right?
Huh?
So far, every Horizon has had a physical copy, right?
Better. I'll be mad. Better.
You gonna hurt somebody, brother?
I might, man. And Gears better be physical too.
Oh hell yeah, Gears too. Yeah. I'm with you. Even Fable shit. Fuck around, find out. Oh my god. Yeah, brothers. I don't know. Maybe we should call it a night. It's already almost going on 3 hours, right?
Yeah, we can wrap it up. Yeah,
It's your call, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can
Yeah.
wrap
If
it
you're
up.
ready to wrap it up, brother Sega Forever, we can. That's it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm off tomorrow, so that's good. But yeah,
We're all off, I think, right? That's a beautiful thing. Mhm.
What, Monday? Yeah.
Yeah, Martin Luther King is Monday, so most people are off too.
Luther King Day, yeah.
I know my boys are from UPS.
What's that?
I said my boys,
Yeah.
they're all from their job at UPS.
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
oh, awesome.
They
Everybody,
treat it like a federal holiday, right?
yeah. Well,
But my daughters and my other son, since they work in retail and they work for the liquor store, they don't treat it that way. They treat it as a day of people buying liquor and celebrating. For example, go out and buy Martin Luther King sales in stores for clothing or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
which is wild to me. But okay,
all right. Shout you guys out, and then we'll call it a night. Sega Man, you can go first.
All right, man. Hey, it was great to do this again, guy. I hope we could do it again, man. Me, you, and brother Hebot can do another podcast. Hopefully, Sega Forever. If you do it again, maybe a little bit. If you want to do it again, like where you can, because I know the timing wasn't that great and everything, but be good to do another. Like, let's definitely do a show after the developers direct. Let's do that. Me, you, and Hebot. Let's do that, man. That'd be great.
Yeah, we can do that.
Do that. Our thoughts on it and what we thought and everything. That'd be good. But it was great to do that. Another Wrecking Crew or just to hang out with you, man, with brother Hebot. And it was. I'm always real humble when we can all three get together and do this, man. We all love Sega a lot. Period. We're big, huge Sega fans, and we're definitely bleed green and we're Xbox. In and out. But. It was great, man. It was great to hang out with you, brother, and to talk to you again. And everybody's all right. That's good. So thank you, man, for for having me and doing this little podcast again with the brothers, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, always, dude. And I'll do a better job, guys. I have to refocus a little bit, get my stuff in order. But yeah, after we definitely gotta keep in touch. I have to keep in touch better. I will, and then we'll definitely I'm definitely gonna try and bring this back for every week, because we can talk about a lot of stuff with Xbox and just stuff in general. So just be a regular. Call ourselves the Three Amigos. Maybe I should change that to the
the three Xbox amigos.
yeah. But yeah, I thank you for being here, Sega Man. I really appreciate it. Hebot, you wanna do yours?
Yeah. I mean, it's always a pleasure to be able to take all the space on the panel, talking more than everybody else on the show,
No, that's fine.
without getting interrupted and not being able to talk at all, like I do most of the time in other places.
Yeah.
But It is what it is, but no, it's always great to hang out. You know how it is for us to talk because we don't get to do it as much, right? And we all have so many, so much commonality between the three of us, right?
Yeah.
As far as our history with gaming, how we like things in the gaming industry and space. So I think that's what makes it.
How we're all old.
And how we're all old, right? Getting old. Where we're all suffering from a lot of different old men problems, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's what allows us to feel comfortable in the space and make it feel more natural when we're talking and doing the hangout, right? It doesn't feel like we're just trying to script everything, right?
Yeah.
Even though when you have more people on the panel, you kind of have to rush and feel more scripted because then not everybody will be able to talk. That's why I always said I always said that not to diss anybody in our circle, but I've always said it's better to do shows with less people and just do multiple shows with everybody else invited, but do it in smaller groups because it makes it easier and it gives us the ability to talk more amongst each other. And it feels like everybody has enough chance and opportunity to express themselves better and talk better. You know what I mean? And that's why I think it works better for us. Now it sucks that unfortunately, due to the time differences with our brother Sega Forever, that's so different with the 6-hour difference that we have to kind of do it late, right?
Yeah.
But as I'd rather better do it late than not do it at all, right? And I know we don't get to do it all the time either. So when we get to do it, it means a lot. It's fun. And I really am humbled as well and appreciative that I had an opportunity once again to at least spend time with these two gentlemen because they're really, I see them really much more like family, like brothers, right?
Yeah.
And it makes it much more meaningful. So for sure, I think we should keep our word and definitely do it Thursday, but it will have to probably be around 11 because our brother Sega Man doesn't get out from work until probably like 11 o'clock at night, right?
Yeah.
So we can do it 11:30, 12 o'clock. It'll be a little late, but even if it's just short and sweet, we should definitely do it.
Yeah.
To kind of keep consistency, take away the cobwebs because it feels kind of weird because we haven't done it in so long. Sega Forever suffering from a little bit of Alzheimer's right now. Because he said, and I'm not trying to talk and making fun of people with Alzheimer's. No, that's not what I'm doing, man. Just trying to be funny, trying to make light of things because he said that he don't remember how to do shit, and I know exactly what he means. When I don't do something for a while, too, I feel like, holy shit. I forgot how to do this.
Look how long it took us to name David Keith.
And listen, we're all older, so we're suffering from pre-Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
God forbid. And may he bless all of us. I'm just joking, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's definitely a thing when you forget things when you get older. But yeah, thanks to anybody that stood in the comment or the audience came and see us for a little while.
Yeah, thank you.
We understand why there wasn't a lot of people because it is late, but hopefully you'll catch it after it's uploaded in YouTube by our brother Sega Forever, and you can watch it again in the rewinds, right?
Yeah.
So guys, thank you again for the invite, Sega Forever. I'm glad that we were able to extend the company to you because I know that you kind of hang alone because of your time differences and you don't really have the ability to have people with you all the time. But we always like to be there for you no matter what. So it's always a pleasure,
Yeah, thank you, brother. And so I'll shut it down, and then thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we have to do this more consistency. Excuse me, more consistently. I'll make that a point. We'll definitely do the after show because after this discussion, I'm even more excited about what's going to come out. And look, guys, I'll be honest with you. If you guys see how this podcast went, this is just going to be par for the course. We bleed green, like Sega Man said, but we also have our qualms about things.
Yeah, we keep it real. We don't just suck the nutsack of anything without being critical.
Right. But again, we're very positive as well. 2026, like this is the 25th anniversary. And as Phil said, it's going to be the biggest year for Xbox. So we're going to hold them to it. We're definitely going to hold them to it. Yeah. And we're going to see what they bring. And given the things that we talked about, if Hebot is on the money about a new console, that's going to be absolutely huge. And again, this is nothing that we don't know from Xbox, right? That they always go big. They always bring it, and so that's what we're expecting for 2026.
Regardless of the fact that we hate that they share the games, they still go big, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. But if you guys got time, come join us Thursday. It'll be a little bit late, but that's okay if you guys can hang. And then we'll probably do a follow-up on a Saturday, a little bit earlier time. After, probably when I finish doing overtime and stuff like that. Right. Yeah, so
Brother, sing it forever real quick. When you get off the air, I'm gonna send you on the Xbox a picture of the code of the game, see, so you can download it. I have an extra code for that.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'll call me real quick so I can set it up real quick so you can sign in or whatever.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Shout out to the chat, Pepe Le Pew. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Faded
Big
Blaze.
shout out.
Faded, I'll do my political
Shouts
podcast
out to the chat, man.
Yeah, shout out. Blaze, if you want to come in, let me know. I'm going to do the political podcast tomorrow.
Okay.
Man of Culture. Dude, what's his name? Hey, Man of Culture, brother. I'm so sorry. I should have asked you. I can't remember what your name used to be. Dang it, dude. See, that's what happens when you get old, bro. You just forget stuff. Daniel Barry, thanks for being here as well. The usual suspects, man. Thank you guys. It's really good. Good commentary. Thanks for pointing stuff out. Definitely need to get back into the swing of things with the great community. So. All right, guys. Xbox All In channel. Host Sega Forever. We out.
Peace.
We out.
Peace.